Hello and welcome back to Regiments. We are here with the second stage of Task Force McMains. Took some light losses last time. I was able to reinforce all of my forces, and I can actually do the final reinforcement there with my M106. And with the points I had left over, I upgraded Task Force Havoc, which gave me the M1A1HA platoon. And I'm really excited for this one because not only is it an M1A1, which is a pretty solid tank, not as good as the M1A1HAs that we have elsewhere in this battle group, but it's an HQ platoon, so it makes the tanks around it, or the rest of the units around it, more effective, and gives us the option to call in a 25-point artillery strike, which we've been lacking up to this point. So with the options we have available here, I think what I'm going to go with is interdiction. I'm going to roll the dice and see what platoons we can't call in. We're going to have to take this at some point, so I think I want to take it now and get it out of the way. Okay, so we ended in a pretty good spot last time. We hold all 5 of the major victory points, and we're facing attack from 3 directions here, from Golf, India, and Juliet. So I'm positioning units at Foxtrot, Echo, and Hotel to kind of hold those off. I'm letting Hotel be a little lightly defended here, being that if they do try to sneak some units across from Juliet to Hotel, we can hit them with side shots and take out those forces pretty effectively. I did position our M1A1HQ unit in the center here, being that it can improve the abilities of this M1 unit, these Bradleys, and our mortar unit as well, being in that command radius. We also have enough points now to call an artillery strike when needed. And with that interdiction card we pulled, we lost one of our M2A2 infantries and our M109s. So those are a big loss. I really liked those units last time and found them pretty effective. So let's see how things start off. I'll kick up the speed until we make contact because we're just sitting tight here. Make sure all of our infantry are deployed. All right, so we're starting to take fire. Let's see what this is. It's just artillery. So they must know we're here. Let's slide this Bradley up and see if we can see where this fire is coming from. There we go. So now we can see where they're firing at us from. We can see where these units are. And we should be putting some pretty effective fire on these guys between the 2 Bradley platoons and 2 Abrams platoons. They're going to take losses. They're not going to be able to hold up against this. All right, this is a MLRS platoon here, so I'm going to hit that with an artillery strike. We need that to go away. All right, where is this next strike coming from? Okay, so I'm going to pull these Abrams back. Don't need those getting destroyed. Could use some more help against this BTR unit. Our Bradleys are going to try to hold out against this BTR unit, but it's going to be tough. And that looked like 2 big grad barrages coming at us. So hopefully that means they're reloading and we won't see them again for a little bit here. We also have our Bradley platoon and our HQ platoon kind of recovering from suppression. This Bradley's pretty damaged, so I'm going to pull it out. Oh, and here comes another grad barrage. All right, Lima is being captured. Where is Lima? All right, so they went all the way around on us. What can we deploy? I'm going to send a Bradley platoon over to Charlie just to make sure that we don't lose it. We are a little light on units looking at, you know, what we've got left with those 2 platoons being unavailable to us. You know, we don't have a lot of just regular line platoons. All right, that is a heavy attack coming at us from Foxtrot here. Let's see what we could pull over. We need that Bradley platoon right away. Trying to see what other support we might have available. All right, we've got enough points to call in the next Abrams. And we'll see how fast that can get in. Abrams is a fast tank, but it might not be fast enough to make a difference here. We're leaving Hotel pretty vulnerable to try to get this covered. All right, I'm going to pull these infantry out, try to save them. I don't know if it's going to be effective. Same with these Bradleys. It's just a lot of fire they're taking. No, I think we might lose Foxtrot here. I don't think we'll be able to hold off an attack of this size. All right, so here they come. But with the amount of firepower we have looking at Foxtrot, I don't think even like T-80s are going to be able to hold up to this. So they're smoking off two of our tank platoons here. But I think we'll be able to hold it. Their T-80s are still taking hits. They're panicking. That's good. Yep, now they're bringing in T-64s, but at that close range, at side shots, with our tanks being stationary, I don't see any way those are going to be able to hold up. All right, let's get these infantry deployed. And man, the volume of artillery we are facing here is wild. We just need more units. That's what we're facing here. We're outnumbered, which is, you know, kind of this whole scenario of a smaller US force trying to hold off a massive Soviet attack. All right, I'm going to call in artillery just because there is so much fire coming in. And what are these? Both BTRs. So our tanks should be able to take these out pretty effectively. But we're just running out of units. We can't bring more units in fast enough to compensate for what we're losing. I'm going to pull these Abrams back to the tree line. Try to keep them at range from some of these infantry coming up, and also try to get them in cover to preserve them. All right, so I can call in more Abrams, which I will need every single one I've got. What else can we call in? You know, we're just running low on platoons here. And these Abrams are panicking, so they're going to be really ineffective just from the amount of fire they're taking. We got ATGMs coming in from the Warsaw Pact tanks there, and they're able to outrange us with those anti-tank missiles. We're definitely taking, you know, our more than our share of casualties that we're taking with us, but we just can't hold up to these numbers. I've got to keep pulling back to avoid losing all of my units. And this is a place where I would really like to have more support. Some artillery strikes, especially those A-10 airstrikes, those would be effective right now. Just don't have enough points for it. And we lost, in all that, we lost our air defense unit. I haven't seen any enemy air units yet, so hopefully that's not too much of a problem, but still just don't want to take those casualties. We're at 12 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to counterattack if we can form up enough units to actually take it back. So I've got mortars coming in. I'm sending a Bradley over to Charlie to try to retake that. Got another 100 points. What are we looking at here? I'll wait for this to hit 150, and then I'll call in that HQ platoon. They will be good to have in a counterattack. I wish I knew actually how much of a difference they made, because I know they help with your units to boost the stats of units around them, but I don't know how much they actually do. And I'm just trying to rotate units here, keep them all fresh, because I want to make sure I have effective units, not just enough units. I don't want to lose them. Okay, we got 75 points. Nothing really worth calling in right now. I think all of our infantry's in. So I'll probably wait until we get this M3A2, or actually when we get the enough points, I'll call in our other Abrams platoon. And we'll see what's over here. Can't tell what this is yet. BTRs. They're not much of a threat to our tanks until their infantry get close. So I'm going to pull those Abrams out. Don't want them to get taken out. All right, we held it off. Now this is a BMP-2 versus our Bradleys. I'm going to try to pull back to get out of range of their ATGMs. If we get beyond 800 meters or so, that should be beyond the infantry anti-tank weapons. The BMPs still have their own anti-tank weapons that are formidable, but will at least be out of their infantry anti-tank range. Got 80 points I'm sitting on, so I can call in more infantry. And we now have enough points for cluster bombs too if we need them. All right, these infantry are out of ammo, so I'm going to pull them back and refit. I don't think I have the points to call in a supply platoon right now. Actually, you know, that might be worth it. I'll send a supply platoon up just because I have so few units available that it might be worth the points to keep them in the fight longer. If they can survive this artillery bombardment. Wow. Nice, the Bradleys just took out something that was retreating there. All right, so there are enemy planes around. I'll bring in an air defense platoon and try to hit it. So I'm moving infantry along with my tanks. I don't want to leave my tanks alone. Just because I don't want enemy infantry to get too close. That's the one kind of weakness that most of our tanks have. All right, so I'm going to stop this advance. I want my tanks to be stationary. I'm going to call in some artillery, and we're going to put fire on these guys. 10 seconds till it comes in. Just 2 BMP units, so good thing we've got artillery coming in. And that should take them out pretty quick. Wow, that's a lot of tanks right there. I'm going to pull out my HQ tanks. It's a lot of fire they're taking. Don't want to lose them. But with our Bradleys, I think we can get enough ATGMs on these units in the forest that we can do some damage. And we've got mortar fire coming in on them too, so that's good. Now I'm retaking Charlie here, which I'll happily take. And I think I'm just going to sit on it. I'm not going to launch, try to go, because I've got one unit and facing Lima and Hotel. I don't think I'm going to get greedy and try to take one or the other. All right, let's rotate out these infantry. All right, these Abrams are getting a little beat down. So I'm going to pull them out before we lose them. I think we did lose one there. And let's get these guys to the edge of the forest so they can see what we're facing. Just BRDM2s. Not a big threat. They just have machine guns. We should take those out really quick with Bradleys. They don't have much ammo either. Only 2 armor, so the Bradleys can actually pierce them with the autocannon. How many tanks are there here? Wow. We might need to fall back again. So I'm going to get these supply guys moved over. Did not anticipate getting this close. We just have 1 infantry platoon holding off this whole attack. And they're doing a good job of it. There's just so many of them. Those mortars are getting roughed up, and they're, I think, running a little low on ammo. So we'll get them pulled back. All right, those Bradleys are done. No one else we can call in right now, but we have 2 tank platoons coming in. And what else do we have here? It's at least a Bradley with some riflemen, so it can hold up a little bit. I don't want to lose Kilo too. I think we might be able to do something here once these other units come in. Yeah, more Bradleys, more infantry. Who else? So we've got an infantry unit and an M106. This HQ unit's beat up. I'm gonna go with the HQ platoon. Wow, that was very bad. I just lost sight of that. I was not paying close enough attention and lost both Abrams there.
Zone lost.
Number of missiles coming in is just too much. Oh man, this is bad. So they are now flanking us. They're trying to take Delta. We might have to aim for a counterattack here now instead of trying to hold. All right, so we've got Charlie still held. Bravo's still in our hands for now. I can't lose Delta. You know, that interdiction card is hurting us because we just don't have the units to call in. All right. Now we've got Abrams coming in. And once we get this Shilka taken out, we should be able to advance.
Zone lost.
We lost Delta. We'll take it back. And we're going to hit this T-80 from the side. All right, T-80's going out. We still are facing BMP-2s, but I think our units are a little better. I wonder if I can retake a Kilo. It's gonna be tight. Got just 2 minutes, and I don't want to rush it and lose units. Let's see how it looks as we advance toward Kilo. We have mortar support.
Zone
So
captured.
that'll definitely help with these infantry. We have tanks. And they're just T-64s. Whew. I really need that artillery. I wish I didn't lose those M109s. That would have made a huge difference in this fight.
One minute remaining.
All right, so we've got A-10s coming in with cluster bombs. What just happened? Oh, this is a slaughter. This is terrible. Everything's going wrong. Our A-10s got taken out. We lost Delta. Bravo's definitely in danger. They just haven't stopped to bother taking it. We are going to be in a rough spot for the next one, and we have taken very heavy losses. I mean, they certainly have, but it seems like much more of a concern for us than for them. Whew. So if we look at the vehicle losses, 29 to 73, we're still way on top in terms of numbers, but we lost a lot of the map. This point situation could look a little rough. Have 40 operational authority left. Wow. Because we just didn't get much here. Yep. So we have one phase left on phase line Denver. And then we'll be shifting forward to attack objective Omaha. All right, I'm going to look at this next time, see how we're going to deploy our very limited reinforcements, see what we can set up, pull off some kind of miracle in the third phase of Task Force McMains. Thanks again for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I appreciate it, and have a good one.